everyone, and welcome to Words 1104. I'm your instructor, Professor Pratt. I'm going to be doing a video every Sunday that I'll send out to you in an announcement to go over and put in context what you'll be doing in the upcoming week. Before I go over what we're doing in week one, just a few basics about the course. So it is a 4-credit class because we have something called studios, which are self-contained lessons that you'll be doing. And we also have a completely online asynchronous class, which hopefully you are aware of and that you know that you signed up for. So for most weeks, you will have work due each day. So I really like to have assignments that are broken down into manageable parts so that you're doing a little bit of larger projects at a time. And that's really how I've broken up the course for you. So if you have not already, in my previous announcement up here, I asked you to subscribe to Ask the Professor forum. So this is a place to ask any questions about the course. So anything about an assignment, maybe a link's not working, maybe you don't understand something. If it's something about assignment due dates, etc., go ahead and put that here. So make sure that you subscribe by clicking that button there. All right. And that way you'll see anything that other people post, and you'll also see my responses to them. And let me see, let's go over one thing from the Start Here material. You'll go through all of the Start Here materials for the syllabus quiz, but I just want to highlight the late work policy. And let me see where that is. Okay, so here it is. I skipped over it the first time I clicked on this here. So late work is accepted up to 48 hours past the deadline. That is not a very long deadline, but we have to keep things moving pretty quickly since this is such a shortened course. We only have 5.5 weeks, so past 48 hours, you've already moved on quite a bit from that assignment, and it may not even be relevant anymore to what we are doing currently. So I do want you to try to submit something if it's late and it's under 48 hours. Okay, so if it's submitted within 24 hours past the due date, then your max grade would be an 85. If it's more than 24 hours but less than 48 hours, then it would be a max grade of 60. So for these two situations, it is always better to still turn the work in even if it's late and you are under 48 hours. Another thing I wanted to highlight is your to-do list here. I'm not sure how you usually navigate Canvas. I would suggest not looking at just your to-do list or your calendar because oftentimes it jumbles these up. Even though I will put them in the order in our weekly modules here, it will still jumble them up. So I would suggest each week going to the weekly module, and you will see the order I suggest that you do the assignments in. So I have an overview of the week here, and then you can just click through each of the assignments. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that module. So everything will be due by the end of the day, so by 11:59 p.m. on the date that it's listed. So that means for tomorrow, for Monday, you will want to have done the syllabus quiz. You want to subscribe to Ask Professor forum. You're going to read this Burkean parlor metaphor, and then you're going to post to the discussion as well. So you have a short reading, and you'll post to this discussion forum, which I'll talk about in a minute. The syllabus quiz is meant to make you familiar with the course policies. So it's going to take you to that Start Here module and ask you questions about the different policies. So you can, of course, have that open while you're taking the quiz. And then this is a metaphor that is really important to the foundations of the course and what we're trying to do in the course. So you're going to read that. And then you're also going to post to a discussion by hitting reply there, and you'll just post your response to these questions here. Before you do that, you're going to need to read that parlor metaphor, which I just showed you, as well as the introduction to our online textbook, which is called Bad Ideas About Writing. So this textbook is free online, and I have a link to it on this page here. So you can open it up like this and look at it here and type in the page numbers that that I indicate on there on each assignment. Let me go back to show you that. Or you can, oops, let me go back to, here we go. Okay, so you can also find it on this link. If for some reason it's not working, to click on it here. And if you want to listen to any of the assigned readings, you can. So if you go to, let's say, Spotify and type in Bad Ideas About Writing, every chapter is a different episode of the podcast, and you can just listen to it that way. So you'll note that when I pull it up again, you'll see that there are two different numbering systems. So the PDF numbering system and the way it would appear if it were in print. I'm going to just show you or assign to you the PDF number so you can type it into that bar right there. So when you open it up, so if I go, let's see, to our assignment here. So I'm asking you to read the introduction in our textbook. And every other time you'll see that I tell you an exact page number. PDF page number to go to. So for this one, you're just going to find the introduction, and you can just scroll through here. And the introduction will be the first article, and it's about 3 pages. So you'll read that and answer these questions. Also, one thing to note about this book, it's kind of different, and I usually have to say this a few times. It's kind of a weird idea, but the book is called Bad Ideas About Writing. And what the editors did is they asked a bunch of different teachers and academics and professors to write about an idea that they think is a bad idea about writing. And explain why they think it's a bad idea and try to prove that idea wrong. So for example, this title, Texting Ruins Literacy Skills. This author is going to argue that actually, no, texting does not ruin literacy skills. So it's like they're trying to expose and refute these bad ideas about writing. So that's something important to keep in mind as you read through each of the assignments as we go through the course. Okay. So you'll hit reply. You're going to tell us, kind of use this as a way to introduce yourself. And you're going to talk about why you think the parlor metaphor is viewed as a metaphor for writing and your reaction to the introduction to Bad Ideas About Writing. And if you can, share also a picture of yourself so we can start, get an idea of put a name with everyone's face and get to know each other a little bit. Okay, so then let me go back to week 1. You're going to also follow the instructions on Tuesday. So this is by the end of the day, Tuesday, to respond to that introductions forum. And then you're going to review the parlor guidelines. And we are going to have kind of an online parlor. So you'll understand what this idea of a parlor means a little bit more once you actually start doing it. So if it doesn't click for you yet, don't worry, you're just do the assignments and it will start to make sense to you. This idea of the parlor is really important to our, the foundation of the course. So for parlor 1, you're going to have 2 readings and a TED Talk. And so each parlor you'll see is set up in the same way, where you have usually 3 texts and then you respond in a 300-word response. So this is an informal response about your reaction to the 3 texts, okay? So you do not need to answer every one of these questions, but you're using these questions to help you write your response, okay? So usually you're going to respond to from 1 to 3 of those questions, and you'll just hit reply here and post that as a discussion post. So you'll see I have for our textbook, I'll tell you exactly what PDF page you can type in at the top bar there so that it's easier to find it that way. Okay, so Wednesday, you're going to have Parlor 2. So this is, same setup as Parlor 1, except you've got, you have different texts to look at. And go back here. Then on Thursday, what you're going to do is this assignment called Synthesizing Parlors 1 and 2. So this will walk you through an assignment that has you go back to Parlors 1 and 2 and read your classmates' response and draw some conclusions and common themes and things you're noticing about them, and even quoting your fellow classmates in this assignment. So you're looking back and trying to make some connections between what people in your class are saying. And then finally on Friday, you have your first studio due. So this studio is going to walk you through an introduction to the rhetorical situation, okay? So this rhetorical situation is something that we'll be revisiting throughout the course, and you can see that there are different steps. So just follow through each of the steps here, okay? You have a quiz. This quiz is not it's not counted as part of your grade. It is meant just to test your knowledge of the material. So if you don't get a perfect grade on it, it's fine. Also, if you're not able to see this quiz, it is almost always because you are not logged into your UNCC account. And so make sure that you are logged into your UNCC account. I can see I was not logged into my UNCC account, and I'm still able to see it, but for some people they won't be. Also, if you can't see it, try going onto Google Chrome and reloading the assignment, and that often works as well. Then in step 5, you're going to turn in a response to these questions here. So you're trying to write a response of around 300 words to these questions here, okay, and you would do that in the assignment text box. So that is it for the first week, okay? So please let me know if you have any questions about the course. Post them in that Ask the Professor forum, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you all, and I hope you have a great first week.